Welcome back to another episode of Talking Through the Medias. This is your host, Chris Fagan, and today we're going to talk a little bit about some Bad Bunny news, some bad news for Bad Bunny, and Daredevil Born Again. We have Karen and Foggy back among some other things and some special stuff I'm going to talk about. I just wanted to throw this out real quick. I just wanted to make sure to get this stuff going on. Like I said, I wanted to do. If you guys didn't know, I posted on social media, on our socials, that I'm going to start doing Talking to the Medias Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. On Wednesdays, it's all about the comic book movie stuff. So all that coming up to you, and more topics as well. So tomorrow on Thursdays, we handle more of the trending news stuff, like the hot topic stuff that you know that you see mostly as trending on like Twitter. The trending news kind of stuff. We're going to handle that. We're going to do that on Thursdays. On Wednesdays, like I said, we're doing more of the geek stuff that I feel like I've been slacking on lately. So we're going to get back into that and then on Fridays it's all horror genre stuff. And that's mostly with me, my wife, Joy, and with Tyler Cossey. So with all that out of the way, guys, if you guys are watching in the live chat, you want to be live. If you're on Instagram, on X, Facebook, and all that stuff, hit me up in the chat, man. Let me know what you guys want to talk about on all the topics that we got going on here. I see people joining up live with us on Instagram. So let me just get right into it, guys, because I had a wild night tonight. I was supposed to do this show like an hour from now, because I was supposed to be watching a movie. I was supposed to see the screening of Lisa Frankenstein. We drove all the way down to the screening, got in line, and when I was like, "Hey Tyler, where you at?" Because she was supposed to come with us. He's like, "Dude, the screening's not until next week. What are you doing?" Now it was a week early. So we were standing in the line of a screening that was happening for the upcoming Mr. and Mrs. Smith with Donald Glover. And I was like, "Whoa, shit. I want to see that, but I ain't got passes for it, so we had to dip." So like a bonehead, I took my wife all the way to a screening that way too early. And she repaid me by taking me to dinner. So that was cool. That was cool. That's why I love her. All right. But let's get into it. So no movie review today. I'm not going to do any reviews. Just going to do a couple of headlines. Got to get in and get out. I got some stuff I got to take care of and prepare for tomorrow's show. So check the community tabs. I always put out in the community tabs what should be the main topic. You guys are voting on it. I think I got the headlines already up for tomorrow as well. If I don't, I'll do it later tonight. And but for tonight's shows, let's start off with the first topic of the week. For entertainment news, let me bust out with this real fast. Move that over right out the gate. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on with Daisy Ridley and over there at Disney. So a headline came out that Daisy Ridley says that the reception that she got from the fans, from the fandom, I guess, but she's mostly talking about like the fandom menace types of people. Says it's really getting to her. Like every now it kind of hurts her feelings or something like that. She said it's kind of the reception that she's gotten, that the fact that all these years have passed. Because I guess, as an actor, you don't want your contribution to the lore to be received negatively. Everybody tries to do their best, but you know what? For whatever reason, her contribution, her personally was I felt was over the top with the negativity, for whatever reason. But she admitted, she opens up and says that sometimes it does get to her, and this comes in from let me fix this real quick. Comes in from that's the wrong thing. Let me make sure I got the right thing coming up here. From Variety. Hold on. Where is it? Let me switch here real fast. Technical difficulties, guys. Let me fix what's going on right here. Paste. Come on. This should work. All quick copy and paste. That should fix it. Guys watching on YouTube and on the live stream, you'll okay. Let me fix that real quick. There. Full screen. We can cover the whole thing. All right. Coming in from Variety. Let's see what we can. Can I put myself in it? Am I still there? Am I still in the oh no, I'm gonna take over the whole damn thing. Well, I don't got time to fix that. Let me scroll down it. Let me go here. Let's see if I can fix this right here. I'll do that. Daisy Ridley says Star Wars Rise of Skywalker outrage is still upsetting. Calls Rey and Kylo Ren's divisive kiss a goodbye that felt earned. Daisy Ridley turned to the Happy Sad. This comes in from Happy Sad Confused podcast amid the release of her latest indie film. Sometimes I think about dying, and looked back at the divisive response to her final Star Wars movie, 2019, the Rise of Skywalker. The movie, along with her predecessor, The Last Jedi, which I feel like is getting a lot of praise lately. And I always said this about the Star Wars the fandom like that. They'll brag on the last thing, and then until the next thing comes out. When whatever currently is out is the thing that they're currently going to bitch about, and then all of a sudden, oh, that last one isn't that bad, So watch. Once the next Star Wars movie comes out, Rise of Skywalker is going to be like, oh, that was a classic. Anyway. Generated outrage from the fans due to creative decisions that many felt went against the spirit of the franchise. Now, I can agree with that. It's still upsetting, she really says. I now, when asked about the response, she said now, really said now when asked about the response. You don't want people to feel like you've not served the thing they're a fan of, but The Last Jedi was so divisive. It felt like the first one, everyone was responsive in the same way. The second, super divisive. The last one, super divisive. It didn't change how I felt about it. Ridley is set to reprise the role of Rey in the new Star Wars movie directed by Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy from Ms. Marvel. I don't think that's happening anymore. From what I understand, I think that's I heard, I might have to double check that. I think she was let go. And written by, but that doesn't, I didn't like the direction that movie went into too. So this is kind of, I don't know how I feel about that news. Written by Stephen Knight from Peaky Blinders. She said that before her meeting with Lucasfilm's President Kathleen Kennedy to discuss bringing Rey back, she noticed symmetry around the Rise of Skywalker changing somewhat. What was strange was before I had breakfast with Kathy last year, I had 5 people come to me and go, "Are you going to do any more with you?" Ridley said. And it was really strange. In the 6 to 8 months before that, the way with which I was being greeted by people's response to the Rise of Skywalker was quite different than it had been before. Time had passed. That was what was really strange. Like I said, you give it time, these things kind of marinate, and people start to change their mind because they start getting upset about what's currently out right now. They start getting upset with the mistakes that happened in Mandalorian, or with the mistakes that's happening in this and that and the other, and then they'll start forgiving things that they've kind of, all right, that kind of passed through the system. My stomach settled down now. Maybe Last Jedi wasn't that bad. Maybe Rise of Skywalker was. Some very rushed, last minute, stupid mistakes that they made on the Rise of Skywalker. I can agree to that, but I think moving forward, they have plenty of room to correct these things. Let's continue on. One of the biggest points of contention regarding the Rise of Skywalker was the reveal that Ridley's character Rey was actually, spoiler alert, granddaughter of Emperor Palpatine. Rey's parentage was kept a mystery in The Force Awakens, which ignited fan theories debating the character was the offspring of Skywalker or Kenobi, or so on. The Last Jedi rejected those theories by revealing Rey was no one, an orphan whose parents were not tied to the lore of Star Wars. The Rise of Skywalker then backtracked. Very nice way of putting that. Backtrack, revealing Rey was a Palpatine after all. Ridley weighed in on the retcon debate during the interview with Rolling Stones last year. Well, JJ was the one who was like, she is of no one. So it wasn't just The Last Jedi there where there was the message. Ridley said, what was interesting about the last one for me, was that you can be a hero and not come from anywhere or you can be a hero and come from literally the worst person in the universe. Okay, I get that. You're not your parents. You're not your grandparents. You're not your bloodline. You are not the generations before you. So I was like, sure. But it's beyond my pay grade, really said. I say the words, do the thing. She did, like, that was on, that's like the last Avatar. Do the thing. I do love the version of you, you can be anyone you want to be, but I also love the version where you can rectify wrongs and can't help what you're born into. Another moment in The Rise of Skywalker that generated a polarizing response is when Rey and Kylo Ren shared a passionate kiss before his death. Kylo has fully abandoned the dark side at that point and even used his own force healing powers to resurrect Rey, who appeared to die after defeating Palpatine. The trilogy will they, won't they, then they moment between Rey and Kylo led to the Rilo moment, with some fans hoping for a full-blown romance storyline between the two characters. The kiss appeared to give in to these fan demands while alienating a different part of the fandom who felt the kiss didn't make any sense. I felt like it felt earned, Ridley said. This was what Ridley said. Happy, sad, confused podcast when asked about the divisive kiss. What was interesting again is intentionality. My feeling in the moment was that it was a goodbye and that it felt earned. You can call it a kiss. You can call a kiss 1,000 things, but I felt it was a goodbye. Those whole scenes felt emotional, and I felt I was saying goodbye to the job too. Director J.J. Abrams also downplayed the kiss being romantic during a decision about the film shortly after it was released in December 2019. There is as much of a brother-sister thing between Rey and Kylo. What? When asked if they're a romantic thing, he said at the time. So it's not like literally a sexual romantic thing, but it's more like they're bound together in this movie in a crazy spiritual way that again felt romantic to me. What? What? Ridley recently told Variety that Obeyed Chouin's idea for the storyline for the new Rey movie is cool as shite, adding no spoilers, but she gave me a rundown of the entire story. If it weren't amazing, I would have been like, okay, call me in 5 years, but it's worthwhile. I feel like a grown-up. I feel like a grown-up now. Really continued about returning to the Star Wars franchise. When I first started, I was like 20. I was the youngest on the set. It took me the first 2 Star Wars films to feel worthy of being there. Now I'm in my 30s. The whole thing feels quite different. I've been able to work with other filmmakers, and hopefully I've gotten better at performing. Watching Ridley in full appearance in the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast is now up on their channel. Look, I get what she means, man. But I was on the side of, if she would have died and Kylo would have continued on to bring the Jedi Order, that would have probably been a more risky decision. but instead they gave it to Rey. He sacrificed himself for her. Her sacrifice kind of made sense. She ended the Palpatine lineage, and he was a Skywalker. So if you wanted to continue on with the Skywalker, that made sense to me. I would have felt better about maybe if he died fighting Palpatine, and then she resurrected him, and then she, maybe they could have gone that way. Maybe not. I don't know. I felt like that was what I felt like I would have rather had. For me. Let me know what you guys think about this. About how Daisy really says that it kind of got to her. It gets to her. She's older now. She's wiser now. But, it still kind of hurts. She puts her all into it, and that's the reception that she received. Let me know what you guys think about it, and then let me move on to the next topic real quick. Okay, and share your thoughts in the comments below if you guys feel like sharing. So, next up, Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny is out. This headline came in, I believe it was from Deadline. Sony's El Muerto, I'm probably saying that wrong. Back in development without Bad Bunny. I knew a couple months ago, Bad Bunny mentioned that he was no longer a part of the project. So everybody kind of assumed that meant that the project wasn't happening at all. And then Sony was like, no. So it's like when you get fired and it's like your position is no longer valid here or necessary here. The position will still be here. You just won't be. So I'm pretty sure when they saw what was happening with how the fans were reacting to these, it's not doing as well as like how Venom is doing. So it's like, do we really want to put all this on the shoulders of a person who's not seasoned in their acting? And that's what I was worried about. I'm like, Bad Bunny's a cool dude. I mean, he's fine, but as a decent, he's probably a better actor than I am. But Sony, it's like you have been there's been too many hiccups into the road. There's been another hack. There's been Sony's been making a lot of mistakes. I have yet to see Morbius. I don't even know why. I don't even want to see it. But this whole thing with Bad Bunny, I was like, that's a mistake, man. I was not interested in seeing that at all. But the fact that they're now moving forward, but are going to recast and go with another actor, I'm interested again. I feel like Bad Bunny would have brought a lot of needed attention to it, but at the same time, the quality of your film, I can't. Guess we won't know now. He's not on it anymore. But it came in from Collider that, let's see, it says Sony has resumed development on the first Latino-led Marvel film El Muerto after delays and losing its star. Mexican filmmaker Jonas Cuarón was set to direct, but it is unknown if he'll even remain on board. El Muerto is a character rooted in Mexican wrestling culture. Isn't Bad Bunny Puerto Rican? And slated to star the Puerto Rican sensation Bad Bunny in the title role, but amongst a spate of postponements and delays following the SAG-AFTRA and the WGA strike, the film lost its star and therefore it's placed on the calendar. However, Variety, in a feature piece about Sony films based around licensed Marvel characters, has revealed the work on the film has once again resumed with a hunt for a new star back on the agenda. So there we go. The film was set to be directed by Mexican screenwriter and filmmaker Jonas Cuarón, with the script penned by Blue Beetle writer Gareth Dunet Alcorker. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. In June last year, Bunny was asked about the status of the film in the wake of the strike when speaking to Variety Fair, to which he replied that he didn't know what to say, adding that the situation was delicate before a publicist later informed the outlet that he was off the project. There we go. Who is El Muerto? real quick. Let me read that. The Marvel comic character known as Juan Carlos Estrada Sanchez. He is part of a long line of luchadors, wrestlers, who inherit a special mask that grant them superhuman strengths and other powers. The character's story is rooted in the world of professional wrestling, considered an ideal star for the film, not in small part thanks to his immensely high profile as one of the best-selling artists in the world, but also due to his experience in the world of professional wrestling with WWE. That makes sense. He is a decent wrestler. I'll give him that. But at a time, I was considering him one of the best celebrity guest wrestlers that the WWE ever pulled through. But Logan Paul kind of took that spot. Morales. Let us know what you guys think, and until next time, guys, let's just keep talking. All right, moving on real quick to the next topic of the night. So Lewis Pullman has accepted the role for Sentry in the Thunderbolts movie. So we all know our boy Stephen Yang was he was pulled back from the role of the upcoming Sentry in the Thunderbolts movie. And this comes in from Screen Rant. Stephen Yang's replacement as Sentry in Marvel's Thunderbolts confirmed by a new report. Actor Lewis Pullman joins Marvel Thunderbolts, previously reported to be considered for the role. Stephen Yang has been recast as Sentry for Thunderbolts. Stephen Yang has been, I already said that. According to Deadline, Top Gun Maverick's Lewis Pullman has joined the cast of Thunderbolts, replacing Yang. The actor was previously revealed to be in consideration for the role. The confirmation of Pullman's casting came at the same time that the Thunderbolts lost another cast member, with the Bears' Ayo Edebiri. I know I'm saying her name wrong, but I love the actress. Exiting the movie, and her mystery character getting recast with Miracle Workers Geraldine Viswanathan Maverick. I don't think I've seen. I got to double check, but I don't think I've seen any of his work. So this is a clean slate for me. But the question I'm going to leave is: I'm kind of disappointed because I want to see Stephen Yang in this role, but you can't hate on the numbers. This guy obviously must have played his part very well because of how well Top Gun Maverick did. So I'll ask my wife. My wife saw it. She loved that movie. So I'll ask what she thinks about this. Maybe I'll get her opinion on this a little bit later. All right. Moving on real quick. Daredevil Born Again. It was some footage of them recording. Let me see if Paige and I forgot his name. But this once again confirms that I feel like Disney is on the right path on this one. And let me know if you feel like I'm like, oh, hold up, pump the damn brakes, Chris, because come on. But look, we're getting not Daredevil, Deadpool this year, and then nothing really. We're gonna have some time to really like cleanse our palate with Marvel. But I feel like Marvel, with what we're hearing about the reshoots, with what we're hearing about what we're doing with the cast, and the question of if Elektra is going to be in. Now, she gave an interview, the young lady who plays the character of Elektra now, she gave a straight up, you're going to have to ask them. I don't know. She's currently the cleaning lady on that Fox show. She's like, straight up, like, I don't know. And that could be that answer that they typically give. But because the reshoots and stuff are just happening, everything happening so quick, here's what I speculate. I think Elektra I think there's going last episode, I believe, because you know what happened to her in season 3 on the Netflix series. And now that we know that it's connected to Netflix, I bet you there's just going to be a tease of her. I bet you. I posted on the community tab that news about they were also bringing back Iron Fist, or considering an Iron Fist, but they're making a decision to make Iron Fist more female-led. Now, I've heard conflicting things, that Danny Rand is still going to be there as Iron Fist, but we're going to focus on the female character. Look, you already had a Henwick. Make her Iron Fist. I wouldn't have a problem with that. And I know there's a lot of people that might have a problem with something like that. Make her Iron Fist. So if something happened to Danny and then she becomes the mortal Iron Fist. I feel like she's kind of earned it. She was one of the favorites. If as much as people did not like Finn Jones' performance as Iron Fist, as Danny Rand, I feel like Colleen Wing was not I didn't hear much complaints about her at all. So with all these jokes, I'm like, you're gonna say it's the MCU and all that bullshit. But if you're gonna give it to anybody, I say give it to her. There's nothing wrong with that. We also got who else is making their return? We also got Bullseye back in the mix. So I'm happy that if this feels like they're back in the right direction on all this. My last question before I let you go, because I'm about to head out. What do you think? Who got snapped? Now that if this is connected now with the MCU, who got snapped? I don't think Daredevil would have got snapped. And I don't think they're going to pull that thing that they did for the Avengers, how the core Avengers, none of them got snapped, but everybody else did. I'm going to say, like, if I was to theorize it, and then he comes back, it's like, and it reminds me of, remember when, if you ever watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer, now follow me, I know I'm going into a rant right here. There was a situation where Buffy died, and when the way it goes, if when a Slayer dies, the powers go to another woman. And that's how we got, what was her name? I forgot. Was it Paige? I forgot her name. We got the next Slayer. But when she was resurrected, now we have two Slayers. It was a technicality. I think it should be something like that. Iron Fist gets snapped. He goes, it gets blipped. We earn it. And she got it. And then 5 years later, he comes back. And now you got two. And then you can kill them all. if that's what you want to do. But I feel like Colleen Wing should be. If they're going to go that direction and give it to a woman and make a woman the immortal Iron Fist, it should be her. That's what I would think. Let me know what you guys think about that idea as well. Who else do you think? If I was writing it, I would have said Iron Fist was got blipped. I would say I would keep Luke Cage. Maybe Jessica Jones. Maybe she gets blipped. And that's it. Like that's 50% of the defenders right there. If I was to guess, I would guess that Iron Fist and Jessica blipped, because it makes I think it writes better that she is blipped. She loses 5 years of her life and she comes back pissed, losing that much time and having to come back 5 years later. It's just, to me, I just feel like that's the better way to go on that. But I'm excited. I'm looking forward to that, and to the return of Karen, Foggy, Bullseye. I'm looking forward to that. I wasn't too thrilled on what we got in Echo, but I see the potential there. And it didn't cost that much to make. I read that like She-Hulk, where they went over budget. Echo was like $40 million. So keep the budget low. I think it did fine for the budget. I think they did fine. Yeah. So let me know what you guys think about that. And I really want to know your theories. So put it in the box below. Who do you think was blipped from the Netflix characters, from the TV show characters? Who was all blipped? Put it in the box below. I want to get your thoughts on that. Give me a list of people who you think, or who you would like to have gotten blipped. What do you think about Sentry? About Lewis Pullman being looking forward to more from Daisy Ridley? Let me know what you in the box below. I'm looking forward to these things, so I want to hear what you guys think about it. Until next time, guys, like I always say, let's keep talking. I hope you hit the like, subscribe button, and until next time, I'll see you guys tomorrow when hopefully when I get everything situated over here. It was kind of a rush job tonight because of all the mistakes I've made, but tomorrow we'll see you guys. Me, Tabitha Joy, will be here live in studio, and like I say, until next time, guys, peace.
Remember to like this video, become a subscriber, and share. This really does help us out. If you would like to watch more from us from T3 Media Studio, click here or here. Thanks for watching. Stop being NC-17.